Good Monday morning. It's just before 6:30. It's raining, it's windy. It's not a bad morning for a cup of coffee. This update's brought to you by Rabatha, Mackay, and Marshall. As we start the day, it's mild, but it's also breezy and it's also damp in spots, and that dampness, the mild temperatures are going to get milder. It's going to rain for most of the day, but the heaviest looks like it is going to be occurring now on the island, while snow is going to work its way into Labrador. Now we take a look at the live radar. This is as of 6:25. It's raining quite heavily for St. John's, Mount Pearl, Pooch Cove, out to Bay Robertson, Carbonear, and even further up on the Avalon Peninsula north. Rainfall rates 10 to 12 millimeters per hour as we are starting the day. The heavy rain does push all the way back to almost the beginning of Terra Nova National Park. If you're on the TCH, goes down through Lake Swift Current and then toward the southern shore, and it's all working in this direction. Now that being said, even though the rain, the heaviest, is lifting north, we are going to see several more hours of rain before we're all said and done with it as we go throughout the day. Now we broaden out the view. We can see this circulation to our south. This is our area of low pressure, and it's going nowhere fast. You can see it circulating right in there. As I actually bring it on the screen here, you can see it very clearly. We have low, occluded front, warm front, cold front, very complex weather maker moving in, and that's spreading the rain onto the island. And as you can see, there's a lot more of it to go, and the snow and eventually rain into parts of Labrador. It's also bringing some gusty wind speeds to some areas right now. In St. John's, we are sustained 50, so it's windy and raining heavily. It's pretty nasty out there, if I may say so myself. Winds are gusting to 70 in St. John's, close to 80 in Greats Cove. If you hear that bell there, my cat's trying to bother me here as I'm recording this morning. We are seeing some enhanced southeasterlies along the west coast, and there is a wind warning in effect for those areas for winds gusting as high as about 80 to 110 this morning from Port Saunders and the Straits all the way down through Bay St. George. For southern and eastern Newfoundland, wind warnings are up for some areas of the south and the northeast coast, and the winds in these areas are going to peak this morning. Something else peaking this morning is the water levels in the Port aux Basques area. As I look at this right now, it does look like the tide is peaked at basically 2.162 meters, which is right above the high astronomical tide. So there likely is some minor coastal flooding happening now in and around areas of southern and southwestern Newfoundland. That should ease as we go past high tide, which I think is around now based on the chart I'm looking at. But it looks like high tide may be in another hour or so. So certainly keep an eye on the water levels if they are coming up, and if you think you need to move to higher ground, well, obviously do that. Do not hesitate. That's always better to be safe than sorry in those instances. Winds right now in the Wreck House area, 46 kilometer per hour gusts. That's not impressive. They gusted close to 140 overnight. That was impressive. I think it led to some more trucks being overturned. If you're watching this from away and you drive a transport truck and you're coming into Newfoundland, or you're going through the Wreck House area from the north, and you see the signs there that says high winds, there's a reason that's there. Those Wreck House winds are nothing to sneeze at. You're always going to want to check the forecast, and I guess that's my 2 cents on this one. As we take a look at the future wind gusts, again, what you will see is the wind speeds along the west coast. They stay up through about midday. For northeastern Newfoundland, our winds peak again between about now and noon or so, and then we see the wind speed slacking off as the day does progress, and by evening it's not nearly as windy. So timing out the rain today, notice by midday it looks like most of the heavy rain has ended for southern and eastern Newfoundland. Temperatures also come up 9 to 12 degrees today, so kind of feeling a lot more like spring than, closing in on winter. By 5 p.m., much of Labrador is seeing the snow, but right along the coast, we are likely seeing the rain. If you are driving today, let's say from Red Bay up through Mary's Harbor, Port Hope Simpson, once you begin to make that trek inland towards Cartwright Junction, you will eventually find the snow. In the Eagle River area today, going to be snowy. The TLH between Goose Bay, Churchill Falls, Lab City today, going to be quite snowy. There's no snowfall warning up for those areas, but they're probably, it's not so much, I don't think, about the amount of snow. I think it's just going to fall over a long period of time because the snow is going to pile up. We'll get to that in just a second. Forecast rainfall between today and tomorrow morning. Looks like another 10-15 millimeters for some areas. Much of this falls today, although St. Anthony forecast for there and Farrell Point is close to 30 millimeters of much needed rain. For the coast of Labrador, it looks like 15 to 25 or 30 millimeters on the way right along the coast. But again, inland, we're going to see that snow. Goose Bay forecast is 5-6 centimeters, but that's likely not quite down, like let's say along the water. As you get inland a bit, up in elevation, you will probably find the snow in and around the Happy Valley Goose Bay area. Rigolette, 10 centimeters there, but again, could be a sloppy wet snow mix. But notice, again, Churchill Falls, Lab West, Shefferville, all these areas, 10-20 centimeters of snow looks to be on the way. And I kind of mentioned it earlier, not much expected on the island, but we are going to see some later tonight and tomorrow, and some onshore flurries, mainly in the highest elevations. Lower elevations, either rain or rain kind of wet, sloppy snow mix. There are no snowfall warnings in effect for Labrador except in Eagle River, but perhaps it's good to know we are going to be seeing snow in the area. You can track all the weather, get all the latest weather alerts by getting the Sheerr weather app. This is an early morning update. I'll obviously have more updates for you throughout the day. Speaking of today, it's going to be a fun one. I have a special announcement coming today around noon from Honda Town in Carbonear, so I'll see you from there at noon today. We're going to be doing something kind of cool for the next few weeks. We'll talk about that, and I'll have your next forecast update this evening. In the meantime, have a very good Monday, and we'll be talking soon, I'm sure.